Yeah.
I'm live.
All right, great. Let me just set up my what do you call it? All right, so what's up, man?
Another much, brother. I'm gonna do my
Uh,
little intro and say I said to everybody, good evening, afternoon, or morning, whatever your time zone is. This is another episode of Rendezvous with Rico. And tonight I have with me the third rail with Omar. Or Omar.
oh.
Would you be so kind as to introduce yourself?
All right, hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Omar. My channel is called The Third Rail. I don't know why I came up with that name a long time ago because I thought I was going to say stuff that you're not supposed to say, but YouTube doesn't like that. So I'm good. You know, I talk politics. I'm toward the left, a little bit left center. My
Mm-hmm.
politics are. That's it. I mean, and for men's right a lot.
I dig, I dig.
You know, like I think that when it comes socially, I think men deserve a lot more, or they are going through a lot of problems, especially the young men in our society. That's the only thing I have that's conservative is about men's rights. You know, sounds weird,
uh,
right?
no, it doesn't. Men are, I would say, incredibly taken advantage of
Yeah,
with regards to how our society is structured.
yeah,
But a lot of those and it can be attributed to like two things, right?
yeah,
You got on the one hand, a lot of men believe that what they're going through is right and just. Like this is how it should be. This is what a man does, type of
yeah.
shit. And on the other hand, and because of that, men don't. A lot of the men in these very bad positions don't
Huh?
ask for or demand better, right? Like with regards to like work safety, for example, right? Like a lot of motherfuckers will just keep working in extremely dangerous, unsafe
Yeah.
ways and won't say shit about it. They'll just do it because that's what they're expected to do and that's what they believe they should be doing.
Not only that, I feel like men have been emasculated, like by society, from the '70s up. If you could see how we were in the '60s, you had the man in the house. He had one job. He had his wife. He had a car outside. He sent his kids to college. He owned his own house. Then what? This is my thinking. In corporate America, needed workers, cheap labor. They brought the women out of the house with the women's right movement and things of that nature. Come out for cheap labor only, and they destroyed the nuclear family. Now you
Yeah,
have the wife and the husband working. They can't even make ends meet. They can. They're 43% of families in the United States don't even have $500 in the bank. So there's a
yeah.
problem here.
If I recall, I remember. I think the number was at least 70% of
Yeah,
America
yeah.
is one missed paycheck away from poverty.
That's it.
You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
And that's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
And on that note, with regards to the nuclear family being broken down by corporate America,
yeah,
it's twofold, right? So women definitely wanted the right to work.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They wanted that.
yeah,
And they got it. But yeah, obviously corporate America took advantage of that by paying them less
yeah,
compared to men, while still not paying men enough.
yeah,
Then we got
yeah,
inflation, this, that, and the third. But I think what a lot of the emasculation is that a lot of the structures
yeah,
of how society used to be just aren't there anymore, right?
yeah, yeah,
So a lot of it's hard to feel fulfilled in any real way because so much of that has been of what gave us what we needed to feel
yeah,
like men to feel like people
yeah,
we've been priced out of essentially, you know what I mean? Or it's not either, it's either priced out of or it's just not there anymore, right? Like a lot, the automation took away a lot of fucking jobs, a lot of manual labor jobs.
yeah.
um what else was there? Fucking
If you look, good.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
If you look at men right now, 80% of suicide is by young men or men. 70% of graduates are women. Women are killing it in academia and all that stuff. But the problem is that we need to bring up without men playing a good role in society. You have no society. The patriarch system has been always since the beginning of time. So when you have the incel movement, women who cannot even have the bravery to come to women or create a relationship with women. You have, I just saw a study, 30% of men between the age of 18 and 30 don't haven't had sex like they haven't had access to women in a year or so.
Yeah.
So there's a problem, the mental problem. So what I'm saying, I'm looking at through the social issue that the man needs to be picked up a little bit. Because by nature, man is the provider and the protector. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
So
I get you.
yeah. So I know. I mean, I'm for women's rights and things of that nature, but at what cost? Children are being raised by Google, by TV, by Netflix, while the
Yeah.
father and the mother are slaves to corporate America, not getting paid enough, can't even make ends meet, like you said, one paycheck away, and we pay the price. Then we bring up these kids who are misfits. I mean, I don't mean misfit in the way that they can't function
Yeah.
in society.
And there's
You
a
know?
lot of there's a lot of reasons for all those different things, like, right? So let's focus on, say, the lack of sex and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
So the dynamics between men and women have changed.
yeah.
And it's the thing about change is hard. There's no going backwards, right? There's no going back to how
No.
things used to be. And that's why I was trying to tell people, it's like, I understand all those return accounts, return to tradition. We need to go back to the good old days. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's never going back, right? Women are more independent now than they used to be. They don't need a man to survive in the way that they did 50 to 100 plus years ago and such. They didn't need that. They don't need that anymore. So we as men have to adapt to that, essentially, as to make ourselves more appealing and palatable and desirable in a way that we never had to before. You know what I mean? That's the difference. The fundamental difference with regards to that issue, right? Yeah. And a lot of guys struggle to adapt because we're not really, at least in my opinion, I would say, socialized right. You know what I mean? Like, with regards to how we interact with each other, with our fellow men, and with women. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys who still see women as like these foreign fucking objects that they just can't possibly understand. And I'm like, yes, you can, and you can. But they're scared. That's why I try to be sympathetic, but sometimes I tell dudes, like, you being afraid is your own problem. Yeah, you have to overcome that yourself. Like, once upon a time, I'm married now, and I've had many girlfriends and sexual partners and whatnot.
Same
here. But I back in the day, I got rejected all the time. I could barely look a woman in the eye. You know what I mean? I could barely hold a conversation, and so I had to get better at it. You know what I mean? I can't blame society for my ineptitude and awkwardness. You know what I mean? I had to put in the work to get better at it. But a lot of dudes, go ahead.
I want to ask you, what percentage do you think of men have access to regular sex? You're going to be surprised.
To regular sex?
Like, regular access to sex, yeah.
Well, 60% of men I know that are in the world, specifically, or at least 60% are married. So I imagine but when we're talking single guys,
the United States,
or in specifically United States, I would say at least 25%.
Yeah, 10%.
10%.
The other 90, the other 90 are fucking hustling, getting rejected every day.
Oof.
That's a problem, because these are the alpha males, who have income, who have a statue, who have, and you have a lot of people who are just, the average Joe like me and you, whatever. But I mean, like you said, I mean, rejection was okay for me. I mean, when I grew up, I was rejected a lot.
Me too, yeah.
Because I didn't. First of all, I'm an Arab American, so I was a different guy. So it was hard for me to get access to girlfriends. So I found my tribe. My tribe was the Black community, and the Hispanic. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So from there, then I grew,
Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah. So when I grew up, I was rejected. I don't want to sound by the whites, like the Italians and all that stuff.
Yeah,
beat up, all that. But the whole idea about the access to it was very hard. Once in a while, once in a blue moon, not sexual, just a girlfriend, just to kiss all her hands at the time.
Yeah, no, I used to be.
We had no money that time, like these kids today. We had no access to money. I was lucky if I get $10 by my father.
Amen to that. Amen to that, brother. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I struggled too, and my broke ass definitely didn't have nothing. That's another thing about when it comes to money and having things that shine and glitter and shit. Is like, you don't need that, right? A lot of people think you need that, but you really don't. You know what I mean? It's like, because again, I was broke as fuck, pretty much to this fucking day, with certain exceptions at certain pockets of my life. But I've never had that which shined and glittered. I've never had the nicest thing, the newest thing. I've always been behind the fucking curve.
Yeah.
And I didn't get my first girlfriend until I was 20. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not, and no joke. I got rejected every time up to that point. And when it comes to race, much like for you, it was the opposite, right? So black women didn't want shit to do with me. You know what I mean? But white women love me. So yeah,
the opposite here.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So but that's just how the cookie crumbled. It was. I always tell people, who think this is just an aside point. All the people who think they're like, oh, you just, you don't like black women. I'm like, no, I tried.
Married, your wife is white?
Is yes, and my wife. But it was not through lack of trying. I want to be clear about that. I did try to ask out black women, and they all shot me down.
I had a lot of black girlfriends.
Yeah, But that's what I mean. It's just like
in college.
It is. I'd say the best thing we can do for men is teach them how to be, teach them or guide them
confidence.
Like how to have confidence in themselves, how to keep trying, how to accept rejection, because that's just gonna happen. You're gonna get rejected.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing. The problem with a lot of dudes do, and I did this too. I made the same mistake. I looked at the women who rejected me and then assumed that meant no woman wanted anything to do with me. I'd been rejected so much that I thought, well, damn, I guess just no woman wants me. But no, it was those specific women didn't want me.
Right.
There are women. There are, because it's fucking 6 billion fucking women in the world and shit.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
It didn't affect you mentally. That's the problem. Is those people who are affected mentally. That's the problem. Like the insults.
No, in fact, I tried about being rejected. That shit, I was depressed about it. I cried about it. I longed for a girlfriend or for someone to hold and shit. I longed for that. I was envious of everyone around me who had relationship. I believe it didn't break me mentally. It didn't make me, turn into like I hate all women, I hate the world type of shit. It just made me hate myself. I was mad at myself.
So how do we approach the idea? How do we bring these young men? I mean, I'm talking. It's a serious problem. It is. Yeah, they become the suicide, terrorism. They even kill people. The rampant girls. All these guys. I was speaking to an incel one time, and I said, suppose the government gave you guys vouchers to go to a brothels, and he said, you're not understanding the situation. I said, what? He said, it's not about sex. They want relationship. They want love, like, a girl. Yeah. He told me, then when he told me that shit clicked in my head. I'm like, oh, these guys.
Yeah. It's because it's not just the desire for, for some, for some it is. For some, but most of them, it's not about a desire for sex.
They want relationships.
They want a relationship. You know what I mean? And here's the thing: a lot of men do. If there's any, like you asked me, like, what do we do about this? I would say, first things first. Take off your blinders. Yeah. See what a lot of dudes do, and I say this because I'm guilty of it too. Or guilty of having done it. Was we pigeonhole ourselves. To only see certain women. Yeah. Like. If you basically, to put it in perspective, basically, we only see the 10s, right? Yeah. Anybody else is just blind to us. Yeah. We don't even notice they're there. No matter how nice they are being us, no matter if they're flirting with us, we don't notice, we don't care. We don't care about the potential relationship with all these other women. We just want the 10. Yeah, that's crazy. And so when either you're too scared to ask out said 10, or you do ask them out and they reject you, then you assume that 10 that rejected you represents all of these other women that you don't even see to begin with. And so my advice, first and foremost, is take off the fucking blinders and learn to appreciate solid 6, 7, whatever. Just the different types of the different ways, shapes, and forms women come in. You know what I mean? Of course, still have standards. It's nothing, because I know some of them have said to me, well, hey, we're just like, oh, you're saying we're not supposed to have standards? We're supposed to settle for less and yada, yada. I'm like, no, you're just not supposed to punch above your weight class. Yeah,
I'll never marry a 9 or 8 or 10 because that's not for me. I have to struggle every day to compete, to keep her from the fucking lions in the streets. I will marry a solid 6 or 7. I'm happy with that because I know it's mine. You know, it's not
Like-
in danger of being attacked in the wilderness.
Yeah, like 'cause I think about like this, like I know I'm not a 10. You know what I mean? I'm not Idris fucking Elba. Like
Me
that
too.
motherfucker is gorgeous. I can see why. I can see why supermodel type women will flock to a guy like that. He's fucking gorgeous. I got fucking gap teeth, pimple scars, and
Same thing. I got something.
all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Like I can see it. It's just not settling for less.
Yeah.
It's acknowledging where you are, right?
Yeah.
And meeting people where they are. You know what I mean? It's just don't punch above your fucking weight class. If you if you are somehow able to get someone who's significantly more attractive than you, cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, people date around their class,
Yes.
like with regards to income, around their class and their same or relative level of attractiveness.
Yeah. Usually
That's what happens.
They look for people who are around their weight class. Like, I mean, what I'm saying, income, looks, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people are not happy with that. I mean, I mean, there's not a lot in that pyramid that let's say men, there's not a lot in that. You know, women are good looking. Women could be beautiful. No, we're ugly. We're ugly. Most of us are ugly. I mean, we're normal guys. You understand what I'm saying? So
I think that's because we just think because generally people value beauty, and we men just don't see ourselves as attractive, right? No, I don't agree with that simply because like I can acknowledge that I am attractive in some ways, but I can also acknowledge that certain men are way more attractive than me. I said, I'll be the first to tell you that Idris Elba is gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. That man is handsome. I will be the first to fucking say that. But that doesn't mean I'm not. You know what I mean?
You know how the food pyramid is, how it starts big and small and small. There's a lot of competition for that 10% of men at the top, but there's not a lot.
You should have a conversation with Date Psych. He's talked about that. I know it's hypergamy is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not necessary that, and the thing about, and I'm sorry for interrupting you, by the way. I am
no, go ahead. No, it's a conversation. Don't worry about it. Good.
I was gonna say on that note, with regards to competing with the top 10% of men and such, is that it's not true in that most women, just like men, date within their income levels. Let's focus on income, not necessarily attractiveness, just income level.
Yeah.
Someone making $30,000 a year is never going to be in the same room with a motherfucker making 100 to 500,000 a year. They're not even going to be in the same places, right? Save for maybe if they work and that person's in a higher position than you, maybe you'll find yourselves in the same room. But generally, we're not going to be. I'm never going to meet somebody making that much more than me, save for maybe online. Like generally, that's where we all congregate. That's where we all meet. We meet people of the same level. We're not competing for the top 10%. We're competing against each other in the same income group and location.
Yeah, men are looking for attractive beauty in women.
Yep.
And women are looking for income and security from men. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying here?
No, I get you.
Yeah, because mostly men are especially those who have income, they don't give a damn how much a girl makes. They don't want, who gives a fuck? You are looking for something that's good, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You're chasing.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite. Women are looking for security, economic security, protection, a man who's strong, alpha male. Women at the end of the day, they could be millionaires, but they still have that in them. They are still women, and they still need that man, that strong man, that sense of security, sense of protection. Don't let them lie to you.
I agree.
They're looking for that alpha male. That's why a lot of people. I know I'm gonna be. I'm a little bit like that.
No, you gotta be somewhat masculine.
You have to be masculine because it's not. When I see guys like, oh, we talk about it. Guy.
Go ahead.
I know you guys think I'm crazy. I think men should not overshare with their wives. Second of all, they got to keep some. I know sounds crazy. Some like
stoicism.
Yeah. Like something. You got to keep some secrets to yourself.
Yeah.
You don't tell all your income. I know this is what I teach guys. I know. I don't. I hope your wife don't listen. And plus the net. He said this guy is teaching. That's what I'm saying. Women still need strong men, and some women like a man, like me and you, we could have a housewife and work 20, 30 years and feel proud that we were able to maintain a household, right?
Yeah.
But a woman will not have that same patience. If you the guy stayed home and she's the breadwinner, she'll be 1 year, 2 year. Afterwards, she's like, what the fuck I got this guy? It'd be
Yeah.
like you know what
Hey,
I'm saying?
I want to be clear on that. I have nothing against house husbands. And like,
Yeah.
if you're the one taking care of the house, if the wife is making, because I personally wouldn't give a shit if my wife made 100K a year. If she was making 100K a year, I would have the house fucking spotless. I would
Yeah,
fucking
but
cook the food. I'd rub her feet. I'm like, if
that's
she,
okay.
you know what I mean?
But
So I just want to be clear about that. I'm
but
cool with that.
no, but that relationship is not gonna last because they don't have the same patient. They don't have the same makeup of the mental mind of the man. A man is like, say, some men, if they're not able to provide, sometimes they'll take the gun and shoot themselves, or they become. But a woman is not willing to share her income for a long time with a man.
It depends on the woman. Like my wife, for damn sure, wouldn't think twice. I mean, when she worked, you know what I mean. We shared income. We share everything.
But you work for you.
We both work, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now she doesn't, but I've always that's why I've always said it. They want to be clear about that. It's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I don't want to centralize and say that all women are like this, all men are like that. Some people are different. It's a spectrum of sorts. Some women don't want no dude that they're taking care of for sure, and I would argue most women are like that.
Yeah,
but there are exceptions. I would say
exceptions to the rule.
Exceptions to the rule who are like, I'm fine with being the one the breadwinner. I don't care if my husband fucking stays at home all day, and as long as he's at least doing something. Like he's not some fucking loaf about, never cooking, never cleaning, never doing anything. He's just there living off her. Yeah, no one wants to live with a fucking leech. You know what I mean? No one wants that.
Yeah. Okay.
Man or woman, no one. They're like you. I would say most men don't want a woman that, like, if you're going to be a housewife, they don't want a woman that's just going to sit around doing literally nothing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That it's. I think it's safe to say, men and women, we don't want a fucking leech. No one wants to have a fucking leech. If you're going to sit at home while I work, you better be doing something.
But the man should be the main.
Yeah, of course.
If he's able to.
If he's able.
Yeah, and he should be the man, to be. He has to have a strong presence in the home.
Of course,
even for the kids. Anyway, how is your politics?
My politics, whatever. For me, my politics is whatever works. You know what I mean? That's my thing. I would say left wing broadly, but generally, I just whatever works. I don't care how we get it. If for example. If I want everyone to have health care, right? Okay. I mean, like government provided fucking health care like I got, or expansion of what I got to everybody. Like I have never had to pay a medical bill my entire adult life since I was in the military.
Yeah.
And since I've been out. Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I don't care how we get that. I just want that. You know what I mean? I'm not a team sports guy. I'm just, however we get, say that for just that alone as an example. I don't care how we get it. That's what I want, type of deal. So my politics are whatever works.
You see, that's the only thing I have that's extreme is the main rights. But I'm for like universal health care, universal education. Should be free college, public education. Should
absolutely.
Be free. Vocational school should be brought back and get kids how to be plumbers.
Yes, absolutely.
Nobody, because I've been in college. I have a degree. It doesn't do anything for you. You just sit in the fucking it's on the wall. But when you teach young men how to work with their hands, like plumbing, that's a lot of money right now. The average is 80,000 here in New York. The average income,
and that's the problem with that, right? Is that it's not that those jobs right there, those trade jobs, don't pay well. They pay fucking great,
very good. Yeah.
The problem is, and this is an American culture thing, is that a lot of Americans don't want to work those jobs.
Yeah,
a lot of them, they're great jobs. They pay really good. Yeah, they can stand to have better safety regulations and better, work-life balance. Sure, but the problem is a lot of Americans don't want those jobs.
Yeah, but I mean, trust me, when they see that 80,000 a year, 90,000 a year,
that's why I'd be a plumber for a damn near 100K a year. The only reason I haven't done that yet.
I don't know how Michigan is, but here, I mean, what the reason I said that is once you teach children these things, is these young people, is they don't lose it. You understand? It's something they're always going to have in their mind.
Yeah.
Once you're a plumber, you're a plumber. You're always an electrician. And especially if you open a little business here and word gets passed around. You know how hard it is. Where I live, it's very hard to get people, to do jobs in the house. My house here, and I gotta wait like 2 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just to do the gutter. The guy said, "Yo, listen, we don't have no time." I was like, "What do you mean you don't have no time? Because it
They
rains
don't
a lot."
have they don't have they don't have a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
to spread around. Yeah, and like that's why I want to say on this note, fucking
You know who said
will
that?
say,
Murder. What's his name? Murder Mike. What's his name?
Mike Rowe.
No, from the rapper. What's his name?
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike said that. When he said that, it clicked right in my head about teaching kids how to be vocational school. Go ahead, man.
Oh yeah. Vocational school, highly recommended. Everybody, just anybody out there, trust me. Community college offers vocational skills training, like my local community college, for example. If I wanted to go learn how to become a plumber or this, that, and the third, I could go do it, and they pay me to do it. They pay for it. Like they take vocational schools very seriously. But what I was going to say is that right now there's a narrative that no one wants to work. That's not right. It's not that no one wants to work. It's that no one wants to work these jobs, the jobs that we need that are more critical, but less glamorous, right? Less comfortable. You know what I mean? Being a fucking plumber or it's not a glamorous job. Just an example, being a welder, it's not a glamorous job. Being a fucking oil rig worker, not a glamorous job. And the hours fucking suck. You know what I mean? The pay's great, but the hours suck. And people look at that like, I don't want to work that long. I don't want to work that many hours. I don't want to work that late into the night. This, that, and the third. You know what I mean? The people's standards have changed. And again, this is largely an American thing, just to be clear.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but people, you have some people who have these graduated from college and they live in their mother's basement. They're not doing anything, and they're just wasting away playing video games and that. And I'm like, listen, not everybody could be a doctor, not everybody could be a lawyer, not everybody just do whatever you can. That's how I grew up. I was raised like that. I worked in stores and grocery stores, things. I will do anything to make money, and I succeeded in doing that. In the retail, I was in the retail business. I got sick, so I had to stop. But what I see is that education is very important, and I believe that government should play a big part in helping a citizen. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's big government." No, if government is helping, let it help.
What other fucking, like, for me, that I'm the same way. I'm just like, what the fuck are you even there for if not to help the citizens?
That's right. Yeah.
What are we even doing? Like, that's the purpose. I imagine and that's what I push for. That's what I fight for. I want that.
Yeah, because instead of sending our money to other countries or these dumb wars they had for 20 years, wasted trillions and trillions of dollars, you have to take care of your citizens. People say, "Oh no, you're freeloaded." No, we're not freeloaded, because the people who hate big government are benefiting from big government. If you go to these red states, the majority of these people are either on Social Security, on disability, or Obamacare. They hated Obamacare, and they were on it, but it's called the Affordable Act.
They hate Obamacare, but they love the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, they didn't know they were on it. They used to go to these rallies. I used to laugh like crazy when they go to rallies with that dumb piece of shit. What's his name? Trump. And they're like, "We're gonna repeal and replace, repeal," and everybody. Yeah. I'm like, I know these are poor white folks. They're all on Medicaid or on the Affordable
Medicaid, Act. Medicare, Affordable Care Act, one or the other.
And they're cheering for somebody to take away their health care. I'm like, what kind of idiots that these people are?
That's what I'm talking about, the team sports shit, right? It blinds a lot of people. It makes them fucking effectively shoot themselves in the foot, right? Like they don't realize that they're shooting themselves in the foot. You know what I mean? They genuinely believe that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are different things. They genuinely believe they're different, though, and
they hated Obama
because they hate Obama. Anything with his name on it, they hate it because it's him. But they don't realize that it's because of him you have this. That's the thing you're using. You know what I mean? That's the team sports shit. Which is its own issue. And I want to go back to something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, what I would say, what would you say was the foundation of your politics, right? The thing that is where all your politics stem from. Because, like, for me, it was the military. surprised a lot of people
yeah.
because I had health care the whole time.
Yeah.
And when I talked to my girlfriend at the time, I talked to her father, and I would ask him, like, hey, why don't you go to the doctor? And he said he doesn't want to leave his family with a lot of debt. And that made me realize, I was like, man, this kind of fucking sucks. I won't. Why can't everybody have the health care I got?
Yeah.
And that was my foundation. So what would you say yours?
Well, the environment I grew up, we were poor in Brooklyn. My family, we were poor, and I'm gonna be honest with you. School lunch and school breakfast was very important in my life because I mean I got to eat a lot. I'm not saying we were like poverty stricken, but it was food. So. And then I grew up, we were all poor in the neighborhood. Everybody, either had issues, either, their fathers were making, like minimum wage. It's not enough. We didn't have all that stuff. And as I grew up, I saw the importance of helping other people.
Yeah.
Then when I got into business, my businesses were, candy stores, grocery stores, and I became successful in my life. And my businesses were in poor neighborhoods, in the cities, and I should see the people how they were, they were struggling with addiction or with joblessness or things of that nature. And I think that government was not made just to make war; it was made to help its people. And if it doesn't help its people, then what do you need the government for? What is it there for? Just to collect taxes and give it away to to other countries? You understand what I'm saying?
No, I do. I get you.
And the people I grew up around affected me. Like I told you, I didn't have a tribe when I came here at 7 years old. I was in Brooklyn. I didn't know what I am, and when I came here, my country, we don't have this. Black is not an ethnicity, and white is not an ethnicity. Only in America I saw that.
It's only in America.
Yeah, in my country, if you see somebody who's darker like you or everything, we'll say, oh, he's from the south of the country. You understand? There's a name, like he's a Michiganer, like from Michigan. We give it a name. Yeah. But that idea that he's black, no, we didn't have that. So when I came to America, there was these tribes in the school. You had the Italians, you had the blacks, you had the Hispanics. So I said, what the fuck? Where do I belong here? I got bullied by the Italians. I gotta go to this. Then I started hanging out with the brothers, and they accepted me, and they gave me protection, thank God. And then I said, oh, this is my tribe. I said to myself, oh, that's my tribe. I know you said not your team player, but as I grew up, I shared their poverty, and I saw how poor they were and how poor I am, and that shapes your mind when you grow older. You're like, well, I mean, people should do more to help other people.
Yeah,
you understand? Because
I did.
Yeah, because in certain states like Florida, you have to pay for school lunch. Here in New York, in summer school, they give free breakfast to families. Like in the school, summer school, if you go to summer school cafeteria, everybody walks in, the mother, the grandfather, every company has free breakfast. So that's good. But it's the importance of that. So government help does work, and it does help people, like Medicaid.
And that's your foundation.
That's my foundation. After that, I saw that this is what I know. A lot of people are conservative. I had friends who are conservatives, and they're like, it doesn't make conservatism is just bullshit. If you want to be socially conservative, I'm with you. You understand? You want to live, that's good. But when you try this bullshit, the overreach, government is big. At the same time, we're subsidizing the whole state. Like the state of Kentucky, for every dollar we send, they send to Washington, they get 262 back. They get 100.
Yeah.
They still under construction since after the Civil War. They still get all these states. They still get money from the federal government, and I don't like that. But what I'm saying is that you always got to look at the.
What got you in? And then, with that said, what got you into this becoming a podcaster, so online and talking?
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna be honest. I had a brain abscess, and that brain, I was in a coma for 6 months. You can see the hole over here. I was breathing through it.
I didn't want to ask.
Yeah, and I had a stroke, and I'm homebound. You understand? After that, I sold my businesses and all that. I stayed 2 years in a nursing home. My kids, they saw me home, not doing anything, just watching TV all day. And one of my kids say, hey, Dad, you heard, podcasting? I said, no, I don't know. I said, what is it? So they bought me all this equipment, and they just left it here, and I had to learn it for the last 4 or 5 years. And I was doing it in Arabic first. You can see my channel. The channel has 2.8 million, but it was all shorts. You know, shorts. Then when I went to monetize that channel, YouTube said you got to get rid of all of it because it's reused. It's always stuff that other people belongs to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole idea is I started talking to a lot of people. I have a different channel, like 250 videos, and I moved to this channel. And I like the conversation I had. I did a lot of interviews with conservatives, with non-conservatives, with a lot of respect. You know, I respect their opinion, things of that nature. And I think it's good to talk to people. You understand?
That's why I do what I do. I like it. I think we need to be talking.
Look at this opportunity. Me and you probably, we'll never meet in life. You in Michigan and New York, but look at that. We're having a conversation. You almost saw me die today. You would have been a witness.
I'm so glad I didn't see that. I'm so glad you didn't die.
As soon as I want to say hi, I started choking. And that shit had dried through. I was, oh fuck.
No, yeah, I'm glad you didn't die. I hope you know that. But yeah, that's for me based on my Sunday.
Okay, but you in the military, most people are conservatives when they come out of the military with the way they were trained and things of that nature. They're very rigid people, right? The military people, right?
Yeah, they are, and it just didn't appeal to me, right? I was they tried, the whole military indoctrination type deal, tried to instill that shit in me, but it just, for me, the military was just a job. Like I never gave a shit about any of that, about the culture or any of that thing. It's like I just needed my broke ass, single mom of 5 kids. Yeah. I wasn't exactly a star student in high school. So I didn't really have that many prospects. And then the recruiter shows up, offers me a job, and I'm like, there we go. That's enough for me.
When did you go in? When?
2012, June 2012.
Oh, good. Army or
Marine Corps.
How long you stayed? A while or
11 years.
Wow. So you don't get any income, or you gonna get it later when you retire?
I do. I get VA disability. I am 80% service connected disability, so I get $2,094 a month at the beginning of every month. Yes, and it's great, and which is, by the way, is why I support universal basic income. That because I'm like, I live this shit and it pays my bills. I want everybody also to have their bills paid. Have their at least the rent and utilities paid, and obviously food as well. We can debate it all day about whether or not we should guarantee housing. That's a whole other issue. But I'm like, at the very least, people should, if they're renting or some shit, be able to have their rent paid, be able to have the utilities paid, and be able to have food in the house. And we can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a good example. When Joe Biden the year before, they had the child credit. They give everybody $300.
Yeah.
It was doing miraculous jobs in the deep South, in Appalachia, in West Virginia, where people are really poor, and that $300 is a lot of fucking money at the end of the month. It pushes a lot of problems off. It puts food on the table. It cuts poverty by half and children poverty.
It does.
And they got rid of it. They voted out the Republicans. We can't have that. These are okay, but you're depriving your people, the people who vote for you every year to come to Washington.
Because those Republicans and a lot of people in this country, not just Republicans, just a lot of people in this country sincerely believe, right, that if people aren't starving and desperate, they won't work. Yeah. And I think that's bullshit, because we live in, unlike I would say a lot of other countries, in America, we have a consumer economy. So people want to buy things. Yeah, even if their basic needs are met, people are still going to go out to buy things, to do things, to consume. So people do still have an incentive to work, because they want more money to go out and do things and buy stuff and buy new clothes, to go to different restaurants, this, that, and the third. That's what they'll do.
Yeah. So universal health income is coming because with the new the A1 technology, the artificial intelligence. It's going after their jobs right now. Before it was automated in restaurants, in factories, Amazon warehouses. It was hitting the poor. Now it's going after the actors. Everything. It's going to take jobs from writers, from professional people.
For sure.
Before sometimes I have a medical chart on my phone from my doctors. Every time I get a test, I just put it on what is that called? GPT chat. It explains everything to me. I don't have to go to the doctor. He's got to, mumble shit out of his mouth. So universal health is going to eventually come. I don't know if it's in our lifetime or when we get old, but it's going to eventually come.
I hope it comes in our lifetime, brother. I really do. Because I want to see it. I want to see it done.
Yeah, it's going to be done because the whole idea is that I remember the $400 we were getting during the COVID. It was a lot of money, $400, $500 a month.
Yeah.
It was helping the economy. People making money. My friends who still own stores, they were making. The customers were buying everything. Everybody's making a lot of money. The year and a half of that $500 they were getting, or $400 a month. I don't know how much it was at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. But I know that people say, but if you see the corruption that goes in Washington, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when we had the COVID-19, they injected the stock market with 5.5
something trillion.
down.
Yeah, I remember that, and it didn't even do shit.
Yeah, and nobody said anything. As soon as everybody wants $1,200, we're gonna give it $1,200. What?
Yeah, again, it's because
it went nuts.
It's because the way our country is structured, is a lot of people they fundamentally believe that if you give rich people money, rich people will do good with the money. You give poor people money, and poor people will do bad with the money. And it's America again. I think it's all over the world. This is an issue, but America especially is the case where our politicians, and not just our politicians, a lot of people on the ground. Like I'll never forget a conversation I had with one of my staff sergeants back when I was in Quantico, Virginia.
Yeah.
He sincerely believed that shit too. He sincerely believed it. I'm like, bro, you are a fucking poor ass staff sergeant. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. This is called they call it trickle down bullshit. Economic. It doesn't
trickle down. It doesn't work. No, you put money in people's hands, we will spend that shit, and the economy will be better for it.
I was in business all my life. I had like 13 businesses, and trust me, when we had a lot of money, we never invested it back into the thing. We put it right in the fucking bank. You understand? And we threw right down the side. But once you give the people money, they go and buy it. They spend it, and when they spend it, it builds up the business, and the business hire more workers. That's real. If my store business increases by 20, 30%, I'm going to hire another 2-3 workers, or at least one worker, because the business increased. But once you give money just to the top, that trickle down bullshit, it never trickles down.
No, they just hold on to the money. We literally know that's what they do. They don't put it back into the economy and spend it. They don't hire more workers. Hell, they lay off people more than they hire them. Nah, they just they blow that fucking money. They not blow it. If they do blow it, they'll blow it on a super yacht or some shit. Has nothing to do with the economy. But on that note, I wanted to say to you, we talk about a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask, right? Because what would you say then is like the foundation of our talk with each other, right? What do you want out of this? Out of further conversations together, right? What is your goal? You would say is it the same as mine? Just talk to people and get the word out and shit.
Yeah, get the word, exchange ideas, and see what people are thinking. And once you know what your friends are thinking, or people on the other side of the country, you get an idea. Like my thinking, yours almost probably 80% the same, or maybe 75% the same. The only issue is I became concerned with this men's rights. I don't know why overnight. And all that stuff. It just came to mind. But socially and everything, we probably share the same thing. And I talked to a lot of people. I've been, I haven't maybe 2 years, since 2021, I think. How long you been on?
I've been on, basically 2020 is when I started. Yeah, but then I stopped for basically 2 years because of work and life situations. But now I'm back. I started back this year, and now I'm hitting the ground running, trying to talk to everybody.
Are you on Twitch and everything? Oh, not yet.
Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, the whole nine.
It's hard to find traction with audiences unless you do a lot of collaboration with other people who are very well known.
I think the way forward to build a platform now, because the market has, I would say,
saturated.
It's oversaturated, right?
Yeah.
But it's oversaturated with a lot of people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a lot of people are, and when people do collaborations of sorts, they only ever talk to people within their same insular bubble.
Yeah.
So they're drawing from the same audience pool. There's increasingly little cross pollination. I noticed I read a study a while back That and a lot of it's because of the algorithm as well. That it kind of funnels people into little insular bubbles, so there's very little cross pollination, cross engagement with each other. Everyone has their little fucking pool, and they just swimming in the pool in that same little pool.
You know what? Can I go to the bathroom? Come back.
Go ahead. I'll talk to the audience while you do that.
Yeah, talk to the audience. Let me just shut the camera down and I'll be back. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Fucking yeah. What I say on to y'all is that what I was just saying to him, that the market is heavily oversaturated. Right? It's extremely oversaturated. Like everyone and their mother literally is trying to be a content creator of in some way, shape, or form, and largely due to the algorithm and just people's natural fucking proclivities to gravitate toward the same things. Everyone has stagnated in a way. We've all stagnated. Everyone's found their particular niche. And now everyone's just kind of there in the same spot. And so, unfortunately, a lot of people don't grow as a result of that. The algae rhythm, a lot of people just don't grow. I've seen a lot of small content creators that are fucking great, that absolutely deserve more. People say to me all the time, you deserve more followers than this. I think I have a better shot than most to get to do that, because what I'm doing is is forcing the cross-pollination that the algorithm won't allow. That's what I'm doing. And give me 1 second. I'm responding to a message. One second. Bam. Oh shit. Hold on. All right. Got something to tell y'all later, by the way. In another stream. But yeah, outreach, getting connections, that's how you build a platform. And people used to do that, but I guess so much shit happened within these last few years that people don't do that anymore. At least not enough people, at least in my opinion. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. I was just responding to some messages. Yeah. There's not a lot of reaching out and talking to people. There's not. There we go. I'll say all of what I just said to y'all to him too.
All right. Whew.
You back, brother?
That. Yeah,
no, you good. You good, dog? No, you're good. You're good. And I talk to the audience just fine. But what I want to say to you what I said to them, right? This is the reason why I try to talk to literally everyone, right? I don't care how big your account is or how small it is, or even if you have one at all. I don't care if you want to be anonymous. I'm trying to force the cross-pollination that this day and age of internet is sorely lacking.
Yeah,
I'm trying to talk to people in all kinds of different pockets of the world and what walks of life. You know what I mean? If different communities, this, that, and the third. I'm trying to talk to everybody.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to build now, because I'm not interested in just being lefty. I don't care if I got big among exclusively leftists. I want to be, best case scenario, imagine myself being big. I want to be big among most people. I want most people to look to me instead of just this extremely small insular bubble of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I spoke to a lot of people. I have a channel that is private right now. I have about 150, 250 videos. I actually do a lot of interviews through a company called, I don't know, it's called radioguest.com. Something. It brings you like people to interview. You understand? Like people who have a book or something. And I interviewed a lot of people, even extremists. White nationalists. I had on the other channel, everything, and I talked to them, and I wanted to see, I wanted to pick their heads and things of that nature. There's no issue with that, and I love it because conversation, and I agree with them sometimes. Like certain different people who come in, sometimes they make sense. I'm not like that rigid guy. Oh no, I'm going to hold my ground. If they say something, that makes okay, that makes sense. Not like some people, they just hold on to their beliefs. And
go ahead.
and that's the best thing to do. Like, I mean, I had a show one time. I had a podcast. Same. I think she was a transgender girl named. She's a she now. I think her name Madeline Scarlett. I had a show with a black brother from Mississippi. Fucking the guy's conservative. Unbelievable. I mean, he's worse than the KK. His name is DeAndre, and he's
a brother from Mississippi. I expect no less.
I was telling him, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I said, your state is poor as fuck, man. You need help. He said, no, government overreach. We didn't need that unemployment. We don't need this. I mean, he makes Candace Owen look like a fucking angel. And I hate Candace Owen. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair, but goddamn.
I'm telling you, if we get to, I'll invite him one day to our program. He has his own show that comes on. I just started after a while because, we were, he was going through a lot of stuff. But I couldn't believe his politics. He's from a state. There's so much racism and hate and a history,
poverty and all this shit.
And a history of violence from the Jim Crow era and after the Joe Crime order and even until today. And he has that, like that Thomas Swell. What was his name?
Thomas Sowell, yeah,
and all that stuff. But I mean, he's more extreme. I'm like, I would say, DeAndre, what do you? He said, I don't want no Social Security, no Medicare. And then we're having a conversation, and he's telling me his grandmother is in a nursing home. I don't want to embarrass him. Like I was going to ask him who's paying for it.
Exactly. Who's paying for your grandmother?
He spoke like what I thinking. Like after a couple of episodes, he said, "Well, my grandmother had to see her in a nursing." I know he's not paying for her. Is he? The guy kind of,
the government's paying. Yeah. And on that note, I would say that's why though I will talk to anybody, I will push back if someone says something that's a little weird, something that I believe to be like just wrong. You gotta push back on the spot. You know what I mean? Like you can do so politely, of course. I'm not gonna be a dick about it and say, "Hey, you dumb fuck, you're wrong." You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be like, "All right, hold on, let's take it back a second." You know what I mean? What's up?
What do you think of Candace Owens?
I have no respect for her, not because of what she says about the black community. I don't consider her a traitor because I'm not entitled to her. Like she, you know what I mean? She don't owe me shit. If this is what gets her that bag, whatever. You do you. But I have no respect for her because her politics are shit. You know what I mean?
You know what I like about her is there's certain things that happened, like George Floyd.
God, yeah, she was all in on that beat.
She'll come out swinging right away. Oh, he's a drug addict. He's a crackhead. He's a piece of shit.
Basically saying he deserved, effectively implying that he deserved it.
Yeah, and the other guy, Ahmed Arbery, remember he was checking out the.
Yep, she was the first to be on the beat saying
he was shoplifting. He was trying to steal, and then when they show the camera, there's nothing to steal. There's only 4x4s. There's nothing to steal there.
And she ain't saying shit about it since.
Yeah, and a white jury of 12 white people found those people guilty, and they sent them to life in jail. And Candace Owen does not have that. My video, you always see. If somebody goes to my channel, is me going down on Candace Owen every time.
Yeah, because she picks the worst position on everything every time.
I don't like her politics because it affected me. She supported Trump, and Trump affected me when he put the Muslim ban, the Islamic ban, and racism. So if you're with that group,
I don't want nothing to do with you.
I don't want to have nothing to do with you. And trust me, they don't even care about you. They're just using you as a filter for their racism. That's all it is. Remember when they had the Republican convention? They didn't even invite her because she has no traction in the black neighborhood. She's just gonna isolate. She's gonna isolate the blacks who are voting for. They're like, yo, keep her away. You don't need any more headache. You understand?
Yeah. Her brand is to tell racist white people what they want to hear. She is not reaching out to black people. She's not. No. She's like, go ahead.
And then if you know her in 2015, she was liberal. She had a liberal
a liberal website, blog, everything.
As soon
but the money wasn't being a black conservative, so she went for the money.
and Trump came, a lot of people made money on that train, that gravy train.
That was a gravy train that Trump's
if that came in. If I came in, all the Arabs are fucking terrorists, all the Muslims don't deserve.
Oh, bro, you be rolling in money right now.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be rolling. My friend will be Ben Shapiro and what's that name? Steven Crowder. All these guys are like, Omar, the great thinker. You understand? Fuck it. I'm not gonna sell my soul.
If I had no morals whatsoever, I would absolutely pivot to the black conservative shit. If I had no morals, no shame,
you'd be making money.
I've been making money, but because I know I can do it better than them.
Yeah,
I know I can do it way better.
All you have to just come down the neighborhood, make fun of the sisters and this and that, and make fun of black men. If there's an incident, say, "Oh, he's wrong." Even if he got killed by 10 cops, he should never talk back to them. He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? They come up, especially. I don't like that. You can't say the word. I know. I'm not in no position to call them the names you guys want to call them, but it starts with the COON.
I know the name because I've been called that multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
I've talked about it plenty. I've been called it too many times.
Yeah. So this is the only issue I have, but everything else is okay. I mean, I speak my mind and I speak what I believe in. I'm not in it for the money like on YouTube. It's like, for me personally, it's like therapy. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I talk. That's why I reached out to you the other night. I said, "Yo, you want to do a show?" Because I used to do a show with a black brother from Mississippi, but his politics would just fucking get into my head. I mean, I'm gonna invite him one day. We're gonna do like a trio.
We can talk to him.
And I'll let you pick his mind. You're gonna see he's fucking.
You leave him to me. You leave him to me. I'll pick his brain.
Oh my God, he's hard as a rock, man. DeAndre, and I spoke to him. The reason that I interviewed him one time, and then he wasn't getting invited. Then I did a video that there was some racism with the left wing creators, like with the panels. They have these panels. I say there's only these white guys talking about the blacks and minority issues. They're not inviting us to the table, to be part of the table instead of being the menu on. They come, like the hippie dibby with Darwin Burns. The panels that they have. And he reached out to me, and then we started talking, and we did the show for almost like 3 months.
Yeah, I had Dylan on the show. Cool dude. He was fun to talk to.
Yeah, it's fun to talk to them, all that stuff. And that's it. I mean, what do you think about the Donald Trump? I mean, is he going to jail?
Do I think I don't think it matters whether or not he goes to jail because he's still going to be the Republican Party nominee for sure in the general election. But do I think he's going to jail? For a while, I genuinely believe there's no way that man will ever see anything. He'll never even see a courtroom. That's what I used to think. But now I'm like, oh, he might actually go to fucking jail. So it's a big maybe.
If he loses the general election, the Republican
he's
Party
definitely going to jail.
Yeah,
sure.
they all will wash their hands off him. Everybody for the
they
final
will
time.
they will throw his ass under the bus so fast. If he doesn't bring them the presidency, he is going to. They will throw everything at him to be done with him for good, for sure.
Yeah. He's a loser. He haven't won anything. The reason he won in 2016 is a lot of people thought that Hillary had it in the bag.
Yeah, a lot of people got complacent.
In your state, in Detroit, 100,000 blacks did not vote. The same people who voted for Trump, for Obama, they didn't come out.
They didn't come out.
Yeah, and even in certain areas, they're like, "Oh, she has it in the bag. We don't need to come. This guy's gonna be." And then everybody like, "Oh!"
They got complacent. They got hella complacent.
There was no energy, and I was watching that night. Oh fucking man, I couldn't sleep no more when I saw the states after states. And he didn't even know he's gonna win. I compare him to the guy, those people who play the jackpot machine in Atlantic City, those nickel machines.
Yeah.
I compare him to a person who plays the nickel machines and finally he hit the jackpot and he became president of the United States.
And the funniest thing about that, him becoming the president of the United States,
stay here to the side. Go to the side here so the camera could pick you up.
He didn't even want to become president, bro.
He don't want.
His top lawyer, who's in jail now, had testified is saying that behind closed doors, that was just a publicity stunt. They never meant to win, but they won and just rolled with it.
He's doing what that Indian guy is doing. The guy Ramzawi, whatever his name, Vivek, whatever. It's self-promotion. It's
a self-promotion.
Like that lady, Marianne Williamson, who's running right now.
Yeah,
just to get in front of the camera, get that attention, and then you monetize it after you leave.
Monetize it after you leave. Yeah.
But what he did, he monetized the presidency too. He made a lot of money.
He monetized the shit out of the presidency. He was the most blatantly corrupt president I think we've had in the last.
And he didn't care.
And he didn't care. No one like Trump was so corrupt. Like you couldn't keep up with how much corruption he was doing. It was just too much.
Yeah,
it was too much. But on that note, fucking because it's been an hour now. I want to say on. I got another talk at 8. I want to say on to you, brother. You're welcome on this show. Like, where you want to do shows together and whatnot. I wanted to tell you, like, yeah, no, I am down for that. You know what I mean?
Well, I was thinking that in the future, I mean, you're probably busy with that. We could do since you have StreamYards and stuff. We could do reactionary videos. I could bring like 3, 4, 2 videos, and bring 2, and then we watch it together and we react to it. What you think about it? Sometimes they say you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I like that. It sounds like fun.
Because I'm doing a show right now. You know that guy Wick that you did he was on. I got to know him. Now we're doing a show every week. I mean, we just do 2 shows already. We until we get it rolling. You understand? But the platform in that every time we get a third person to come as a guest, and we just and go back and forth. I
am happy. I'm more than happy.
Yeah. So when you have one time, we could do it once a week. It's an hour show. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, bro, I'm down. I'm just anytime after 3:00 EST. Oh, by the way, just aside, I've been meaning to tell you, I'm from Michigan, but I live in North Carolina. When I got out of the military, I decided to just stay in North Carolina. That's where I'm at.
What's the base there? Used to be Fort Bragg, right? Is it?
No, more Marine Corps. Cherry Point. Fort Bragg is the Army base. I was on the Marine Corps base in Cherry Point, in North Carolina.
Yeah, they changed all the names. Right? That's good.
Yeah, Fort Bragg is now Fort Liberty.
Yeah, because this is the only country that we celebrate the fucking losers in a war.
Oh yeah, fuck
the secessionists. The secessionists. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna give them a statue and we're gonna give them a base
because bases after them.
Yeah, because they try to break up the country. These people, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. Again, that would be like if fucking if Germany celebrated the Nazis even after they lost.
Yeah,
that wouldn't make no fucking sense.
But you know what? Because if you want to go back, I just want to share something with you. These statues did not come up until the 1920s, 1910s. It's not after the Civil War. They just once Jim Crow started, got his head and started became big. Because Jim Crow, people think it's racism. It wasn't about racism. Jim Crow was a terrorist organization to cleanse black people from the South and chase them to the North. Yep. Because once the Confederacy collapsed, you had in some states you have more blacks than whites. You had senators, you had congressmen after the war, during the Reconstruction. But after the 1876 election, when the federal troops withdrew out of the South and the blacks were left hopeless, unprotected by the federal government, the whole idea of Jim Crow was to terrorize, kill, lynch, make sure that, and a lot of people left the South. New Yorkers all from the South. All black, everybody, they chased their family to the South, a lot of them. That was all about. We're going to go through that in the future. You okay now? You want to...
Yeah, no, we can wrap it up now. But yeah, we should definitely talk about that more later for sure.
All right. I enjoyed the conversation. Sorry I scared you there in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're okay. You did scare me. I was like, what the fuck? Is he okay?
Yeah. Like, I was sitting here like for 2 hours, dry air in the room and everything. Didn't drink the water, no nothing. And as soon as we put it on, I tried to say hi, and all that shit just came out.
Yeah. Oh, hey, bro, so long as you're okay, that's all that matters to me.
All right, man. God bless, man.
God bless.
All right.
You have a good night.
You too. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Okay.
And bam. All right, everybody. It was a pleasure talking to Omar. I'm going to move to the next show with Aristocracy. So, stand by for that. It's at 8. And then after that, after I get done talking to her, back to my gaming streams. So, everybody, see y'all soon. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed the talk. Peace.